Shielded twisted pair, direct burial. The fortress of copper, shielded twisted pair, SDP. In the hierarchy of copper cabling, shielded twisted pair, SDP, is the specialized, heavy-duty sibling of the common unshielded twisted pair, UTP. While UTP is perfect for the average dry office or bedroom, it is vulnerable to the invisible electrical storms generated by heavy machinery, fluorescent lights, and high-voltage power lines. SDP is engineered specifically to thrive in these hostile environments by adding a layer of physical armor to protect the data inside. The mechanics of protection, the shield. The defining feature of SDP is the inclusion of a metallic foil or braided copper mesh wrapped around the internal wire pairs. This shield acts as a Faraday cage. In simple terms, when external electromagnetic interference, EMI, or radio frequency interference, RFI, hits the cable, it doesn't penetrate to the copper wires where your data is traveling. Instead, the interference hits the metal shield and is safely conducted away to the ground. Technicians often use two variations of this shielding. Foil twisted pair, FTP. Here, a thin foil shield wraps around the entire bundle of 4 pairs. It is lightweight and provides good protection against general office noise. SSDP, screened shielded twisted pair. This is the ultimate level of protection. Each individual pair of wires is wrapped in its own foil, and then an additional braided shield is wrapped around the entire group. This is used in the most extreme environments, such as factory floors or hospitals with MRI machines, to prevent even the slightest bit of crosstalk between the internal wires themselves. The grounding requirement. One critical thing a technician must remember is that SDP is only effective if it is properly grounded. SDP cables include a thin, uninsulated drain wire that runs along the shield. This wire must be connected to a metal-shielded RJ45 connector, which then plugs into a grounded switch or patch panel. If the shield isn't grounded, it can actually act like an antenna, picking up more interference and making the connection worse than if you had used regular unshielded cable. The all-weather traveler, direct burial cabling. Standard network cables are designed to live a sheltered life inside walls or plastic conduits. If you take a standard Cat6 cable and bury it in the dirt, the moisture in the soil will eventually seep through the plastic, rot the copper, and kill your connection. For situations where you need to run internet to a detached garage, a barn, or across a yard, you must use direct burial cable. Built for the elements. Direct burial cable is not just thick cable. It is built with entirely different materials to survive the crushing pressure and constant moisture of the earth. The waterproof jacket. The outer layer of a direct burial cable is typically made of linear low-density polyethylene, LLDPE. Unlike the standard PVC used indoors, LLDPE is waterproof, UV-resistant, so it won't crack in the sun, and incredibly tough. It is designed to be buried directly in a trench without the need for a protective plastic pipe or conduit. The internal water block. Even with a tough jacket, accidents happen. A shovel might nick the cable, or a rodent might chew through it. To prevent water from wicking down the length of the cable and destroying the electronics at the ends, direct burial cables use a water-blocking technology. Older cables were filled with a thick, messy ICPIC gel that repelled water. Modern cables often use a dry water block powder or tape that swells up and turns into a gel the instant it touches water, effectively plugging the leak and saving the rest of the cable. Physical reinforcement. Because the earth moves, soil expands when it freezes and contracts when it dries, direct burial cables are under constant physical stress. They often include a stiff internal, strength member, made of fiberglass or thick plastic to prevent the cable from stretching. Some versions even include a layer of metal tape or armoring underneath the jacket specifically to discourage gophers and moles from chewing through the line. Comparison summary for the field. To keep your installations organized, remember these 2 rules of thumb. Use SDP when your enemy is invisible. such as electrical noise from an elevator motor or a microwave oven. Use direct burial when your enemy is physical, such as the moisture, pressure, and temperature swings of the great outdoors. By selecting the right cable for the environment, you ensure that your network bridge doesn't just work today, but continues to work for decades regardless of the noise inside or the weather outside.